Welcome to 3-week workshop on programming in C++. In this video, I'm going to explain the concept of abstract classes and pure virtual functions in C++. So we know that it is a function. I mean, if there is a function, it must have a definition. Okay. But here we know that the virtual keyword is allows to the programmer to override the content of the function to in derived classes. So if you are saying the function is a pure virtual function, then the base class is not having any definition for that. It means that the definition of the pure virtual function is equal to 0 in a base class. Then it is called as a pure virtual function. So the syntax for creating a pure virtual function is virtual is a keyword. It means that it allows the derived class to override the method, then followed by the return type, then followed by the name of the function, then argument and equal to 0. Then it is called as pure virtual function. So normally the pure virtual function must be implemented in derived class. It means that it must be overridden in the derived class, and the logic of the function must be implemented in derived class. Let us discuss with some simple example. So I'm just trying to open a code. Here I'm going to show one simple example to show how to implement a pure virtual function in programming language. So hash. So just I'm going to create a structure, initial structure of the program. So then after that, I'm going to implement the logic as usual things. So here I'm going to create a class. Example, my sample is my name of the class. Inside of that, I am going to implement a function that is called pure virtual function. So that I need to include a keyword virtual and the name of the function. Then I'm going to say my function is show. Then I'm going to is equal to 0. So if the definition of the virtual function is equal to 0 in base class, then it is called as a pure virtual class. So that the definition of the class must be implemented in derived class. So that we have to apply the concept of inheritance here. Then we have to implement the function show. But here in derived class, no need to define the keyword virtual. So show, I'm going to print it. I am pure virtual function. So like that I just defined. So now the derived class has been implemented. Then I'm going to create an object for the derived class. So just I'm going to invoke this method, show method. There is an error. It's not accessible. I think you know that there is an access modifier issue. So that I'm going to define inside of public access modifier. No error. Then I'm going to run it. So that it will print it as I am a pure virtual function. Just I'm going to show how it will work. Object is created. Then automatically it will call the function of your derived class method and it will display as usual. So this is called as a pure virtual function. So we know that if you want a pure virtual functions, the definition of the pure function virtual function must be implemented in derived class. So here, for example, if I'm not allocated here, I'm not implemented here. I'm just to make it as an empty class definition. But still now I'm not implementing this pure virtual function. There is no error. We can't create an instance, okay, because we must to know what is instance. We know what instance means. It's a runtime entity that is called object. Okay, in order to know that, first of all, we must to know what is abstract class. So normally, if the class contains virtual function, then the class must be an abstract classes. In Java, there is a keyword we have for abstract. We have to specify that abstract. So normally, the abstract classes will act as a base class. So for this base class, we are unable to create an object for that. I will repeat once again. Abstract classes is always to act as a base class. So for those classes, we are unable to create an object for that. So if you are trying to create an object for the abstract classes, then the compiler makes an error message. So in Java and all, there is a keyword we have that is called abstract keyword. So to represent this is abstract class. But actually in C++, we don't have any keyword to represent the abstract classes. If the class contain at least one pure virtual function, then the class must be an abstract class. I will repeat once again. If the class contains at least one pure virtual function, then it called as abstract class. So normally it will be act as an interface for the class, so that there is no implementation details there in the class, so that in the derived class to implement whatever the pure virtual function we have, it must be implemented inside of the derived class. If you are not defining those methods of your base class, means that the pure virtual function inside of the class, then that a particular derived class is also will be act as a derived class. So that if you are trying to create an object for those class, then the compiler makes an error message. So normally the abstract class contains all the methods, means the normal methods, even the data members and the constructors, and pure virtual functions are allowed. So if you are saying the class is abstract class, then we have to specify, at least we must have a one pure function. So normally in Java, there is a keyword that is called abstract to define. So but here in Java, in C++, you must have a one pure virtual function. To say that this is the abstract classes, so that we are unable to create abstract classes. So by using these abstract classes, the reusability and the extension, means the extension of the methods will be created. So that is a major advantages of abstract classes. Okay, let us go over to that implementation part once again. Just I'm going to remove this. So we know that there is a pure virtual functions we have in this sample class definition. So that this class will be act as a pure virtual function. Even some other methods also will be allowed. So I'm in base class. But if you are saying the class is a pure virtual class, it must, the class is abstract class, it must have at least one pure virtual classes. Otherwise, we want to say that it is abstract class. So even we can easy to access by using that object of the derived class. So I'm going to compile. No error will be created, so that the abstract classes are allowed to define normal methods also. That is a members also. So that just I'm going to trace it F7. Testing the execution, how the execution will take place. See that the test method will be work as usual. Same way, the show method also will be executed as usual. Assume that if you are trying to create an object for your base class, that is called sample class, surely it makes an error message because it is abstract. See that there is an error will be generated. The error is called as cannot create an instance of abstract class sample. So because a sample is an abstract class, because it contains the one pure virtual function, so that we are unable to create an object for this pure virtual function. So here the reason for the error generated for pure virtual function is we don't have a specific ID will be created for your a function execution table for a work while execution of those functions at the time of running. So that we don't have any proper reference will be created for the address of this function, so that the compiler makes an error message. So for us, because for this function we don't have a exact definition we have, so that the definition only in derived classes, so that the pure virtual function must be implemented inside of this derived class. If you are unable to provide a method definition inside of this pure virtual, inside of the derived class, the compiler makes an error message that there are two error messages will be created, because here already I am creating an instance for sample class also I created an instance for derived class, so that both are will be act as a abstract classes, because the method of this virtual method, the virtual method is not implemented in derived class, so that the derived class is also act as an abstract class. So then the definition of the virtual function must be defined one inside of the derived class. Otherwise, the derived class is also to act as a base class. So if you think that if you don't want to create any memory, or if you don't want to allocate any any object for, don't want to create any object for your base class, then you can go with abstract class. In this situation, you can prefer to go with pure virtual function, and you can allow to redefine, means that you can define that your pure virtual function inside of the derivative class. So with the help of this, the concept of the reusability and the extensibility is possible. So this is the way we can able to create the concept of abstract classes. But in the abstract class, it allows to define normal methods, the data numbers, whatever may be, everything will be allowed. But also it must have one pure virtual function. If don't have any pure virtual function, we can able to create an object, no problem. You don't make any error message and all. So it is a pure virtual function. It at least it must have a one pure virtual function. Then only the class must be converted as a abstract class. Then possible to work on it. So this is the way we are going to implement the concept of abstract classes and pure virtual functions in C++. Thank you.